Okay, everybody, in the second half of this module and on this worksheet, we're going to be looking at mortgages, and prepare to be shocked if you've never gotten a mortgage at how much interest and things you pay on these really large loans over a course of a lot of years. If this lesson doesn't help you with anything else, it'll help you understand how much of a favor you're doing yourself if you can learn to pay extra on your mortgage and try to pay it off early. The first thing we're going to do is use the amortization table to determine the monthly payment. And we're going to have to kind of scan back and forth because my table will not fit on my same page. So for our table, we need to know the percent and the number of years, okay? And this works just like our other table we use for compound interest. We find the interest rate, 7.5. We find the 30 years, and we see 7, which is $7. And it's times every $1,000 financed. So bear that in mind. So we have our 7. And how many thousands of dollars do we have financed? We have 180 times 7.00. Okay. And if we multiply those together, that's going to give you a very close estimate to what the monthly payment would be. And we see that that's going to be $1,260. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do, it wants us to find the total interest paid over the life of the loan. This is how we can do this. We take the monthly payment and we multiply it by the number of payments that will be made. And if we have 30 years of payments times 12, then we're going to have 360 total payments. So we multiply the monthly payment by the number of payments paid over the life of the loan, and we see that the total payment, hold on to your hats, is $453,600, okay? Whew, I can't even get that out. So what we do to figure out how much of that was interest is we subtract the principal, and you are correct, the interest is more than the principal. The total interest paid on this loan was $273,600. So yes, more than the principal. So that is something, again, to consider. That's the total interest paid over the life of the loan. And that is how you can determine all of that. Okay, now we're going to look at partial amortization schedule. Using the loan in question 1, calculate for the first payment, initial interest portion of the payment. Okay, and what we're going to do with this one is we're going to go back to our interest formula, which is interest is principal times rate times time, right? And what we know is that if it's the first payment, then we are starting with the $180,000. That is our principal. And the rate we have been given is 0.075. Okay, now we need to determine time, and it's broken down by how much it is in the year. So if it's the first month divided by 12, you are going to get 1 divided by 12 is this 0.08333 repeating. So if we multiply 0.08333 times 0.075 times 180,000, we get a big portion of the payment, because remember, this is the payment. That first payment, $1,124.96, is interest. And I know that seems extreme, and it is. When you first start paying off a large loan, most of the payment goes to interest. So how much is the principal part of the payment? Well, we just take the total payment and subtract the interest from it. And we see if we do 1,260 minus 1,124.96, then a whopping $135.04 went on the principal, came actually off what you owe. Okay? Yeah, I'm telling you. studying this out. It really make you discouraged, but it's okay. Y'all hang in there. So the remaining loan balance after the payment is just going to be your principal, your starting principal, minus that little piddling amount that came off of it, okay? So your new remaining loan balance after this payment is $180,000 minus $135.04. And you still owe $179,864.96. Okay? Now, we're going to look at PT. Okay? This is just an acronym for property taxes and insurance that go into, because a lot of times a bank will not loan you the money for a house unless you incorporate a tax escrow account and your home insurance into your payment, because they want to make sure if they are financing your home that you keep all of that going, okay? And what PT is a total of the homeowner's monthly principal and interest payment, which would be this, property taxes, which are this, and homeowner's insurance, which is this. So the total PT is going to be, you just are going to add these up. 1,150. Oh, wait, though. You've got to make sure that you understand these are annual. I'm sorry, I'm skipping a step. And I noticed it because I was about to say that is a loan nobody could pay. These are annual rates. So you have to divide first. You have to divide your $3,600 by 12. So it's $300 a month. And you have to do the same with the $1,200 insurance. So it's $100 a month. So what you end up with is, this is your monthly payment on your house. This is your monthly payment on your property taxes. And this is your monthly payment on your home insurance. And so you see that your actual payment that you would send to the bank every month would be $1,550, which would cover what you actually own on the home. They would put your tax money in an escrow account to hold for you until your taxes are due, your property taxes, and it covers your homeowner's insurance. Okay, last thing we're going to look at is adjustable rate mortgage. I want to give you some life advice and tell you to avoid this if you at all can, because this means your mortgage rate will change, and that means your payment will change, and it can change fairly drastically depending on what you have agreed to with your adjustable rate mortgage, okay? But what we're going to do here, it says an ARM, which is adjustable rate mortgage loan, has an index rate of 4.5, a lender's margin of 2.25, and a lifetime rate cap of 5%. So it wants us to find the current ARM interest rate, which is ARM is equal to index plus lender's margin. Easy peasy. We take the 4.5 plus the 2.25, and we get 6.75 is the current ARM interest rate. Now, what is the maximum overall interest rate? Okay, well, what you do there is you start with the current rate and you add the max it can go up. And so the maximum overall interest rate is going to be 11.75. But there again, just be aware, if you try to apply for one of these loans, a payment at 11.75 interest rate is going to be considerably higher than one at a 6.75. Okay, guys, as always, if you're confused, if you need more help, just reach out to me.